What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Flex podcast from the Action Network and Fantasy Labs. I'm your host, Chris Raybon. NFL Week 15. I know it's a big week for the fantasy playoffs, but as usual, we got DFS every week. And so we're going to do our cash lineups for Draftkings and Fanduel here. We'll go back and forth building lineups. As always, I'll be joined by one of the most accurate rankers in the game, Sean Koerner, in just a moment. But a quick reminder, all of our fantasy football content is available right now over on fantasylabs.com. Fantasy Labs NFL includes DFS tools and models, as well as fantasy in-season rankings, waiver tips, and much more. Again, you can always find those DFS-specific tools at Fantasy Labs. So be sure to check those out as a supplement to this episode. And you can use code FLEX20 for $20 off at fantasylabs.com/flex. Koerner, what's going on? We're back to make our lineups here. We do this a little earlier in the week, so of course, as always, everyone should check Fantasy Labs. But how you feeling? And I'll let you start it off on DK whenever you're ready.
Yeah, feeling good, and I think this is like one of the bigger main slates we've seen because there's no teams on bye. We have no like London games or anything like that, so a lot of options. Let's go to quarterback first, though. I think CJ Stroud is way too cheap at 5,200, but Jaxson Dart's only 5,600, so I'm going to go with him. I think Dart's the play. Now, Lamar Jackson, 6,400, that should be cheap against the Bengals, but how the hell can you trust him in cash? I just think Dart's the way. All roads lead to Dart here.
Yeah, because Stroud is it could be one of those game script issues with him.
Yeah.
And then Lamar, you don't quite know what you're going to get. So, yeah, I agree. I think under normal circumstances, probably give more thought to Lamar, but not with Dart. It's still sitting. I mean, Dart's been too cheap almost every week, right? I don't remember a week where Dart's been not our guy.
Again, this is kind of like the T. Higgins stuck at, 4,700. And I said, I've actually run sites like this where I'm doing pricing. And you just have a spreadsheet where it's a bunch of formulas, and one of them's a fixed value. And they just don't catch it. So Dart's just always 5,600 until somebody catches it. So don't tell anybody that works at DraftKings, but I think that might be what's going on.
All right, I'll go with Woody Marks then at running back at 5,600. Since we're not taking Stroud, we could just get Marks at that same price.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that's 5,200 quarterback, 5,600 receiver. 5,600 running back. So should have some cash. We haven't, even though we don't know exactly what we're doing at tight end or defense, but we'll definitely be able to spend up at receiver, it looks like.
Yeah. So I'm going to go receiver. As always, Wandale also sticks out. Would you be comfortable pairing him with Dart and cash? Seems like a pretty high floor.
Combo. We don't have to. I'm not uncomfortable doing it. So it's up to you, really. I don't think we
can kind of. Yeah, we don't need it. We could spend up. Jamar Chase at 8,100. Assuming T is out, he is popping up top. JSN's is $500 more. How do you have those guys ranked? I have them all three like pretty close this week.
Yeah,
I think we got to lock in somebody.
So, if it would just be Puka at 87 if it was him versus those three. I think he would be because, I think he has the highest floor. So because JSN is in that matchup. What are they, a 12-point favorite?
Ooh, and then JSN could get shafted like last week, right? Didn't he have like 2 catches for 20 yards?
2 weeks. No, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week he went off.
Oh, okay. It's never gonna happen 2 weeks in a row with this guy. Puka's limitation is, the Rams get up big and they just run it. His playing time should be at like peak levels. Let's go with they all have high floors and high ceilings, but Puka's floor this week is massive. So I'm fine spending up a couple $100 to get him. Let's lock in Puka. I think we have the cash to do this and just spend up right now. Maybe we'll get another one of those studs too. Who knows? Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Fannin, a tight end at 4K.
Ooh, love it. Yeah.
So it's not too expensive. So let's see. Now we have with Dart, Marks, Nakua, Fannin, 5,220 per player, 2 receivers, running back, flex, but we don't have a defense yet. So
let's take care of that right now. This is first I'm seeing defense. So I have, yeah, the Eagles are the top pick. The Seahawks are obviously good, and then they're not too expensive. The Niners and Jags are the most expensive, which they make sense. They're good streaming options, but I think it's a week to kind of spend up at defense, right? I don't see any cheap ones. Um,
Yeah, the cheapest I would say probably the Bears at 35. I guess you could play against the Browns.
yeah,
I mean,
they're
you could play the.
35.
We don't want to play the Raiders against Jalen Hurts because they might just run it, but they're 2K the cheapest.
Oh God, yeah. If that might be like a GPP play for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if we need to do that for cash, but it
No.
is defense. I think they're all roughly the same. So yeah, it just seems like we could spend up. So I like the Eagles against the Raiders.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not the issue with the Eagles. So yeah, let's do that. Is Gino like possibly sitting? And would
He's
that
questionable. I mean, I don't know if he's like, is he questionable or do they just want to get a look at the other guys? Who knows?
yeah, who knows?
Uh,
But still like the Eagles defense.
yeah, they'll show up. So 3,800 there. That gives us 55.75. All right. Let's see. A running back. Is Kamara, do we know the status on Kamara?
No clue. And they're officially out of it at this point.
Yeah. Because Devin Neal's interesting at 5,300.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that last week, right? With the caveat, hey, if Koerner suits up, we no longer like him. So you could um use him. I don't mind.
I mean, Rodriguez is 4,900. I know it's not like a DraftKings type of play, but that
Oh,
seems
true.
way too cheap.
Yeah, and
And
he almost
Singletary is
scored
5K.
last week, right? Like I feel like I
So did
saw him
the
run a
Commanders
block.
almost scored last week. The Commanders
Well,
almost scored last week.
wow. Because my one of my favorite angles is C-Rod first touchdown because he gets those first two drives and then it's a hot hand. But I think it was like the fourth drive was the first Bill touch. So yeah, C-Rod definitely has a higher floor these days. Don't mind that.
Because he's 49 and then Singletary's 5K and Singletary, I mean, he's been getting those goal line looks. So it's again not like a DraftKings specific play, but I mean
Thoughts on Hubbard? This is obviously not what you want to do in cash games is invest in a volatile running back situation, but Chuba Hubbard's 4,600.
I was thinking about that. I think if there's like word during the week that comes out that like he's going to kind of retake that
Yeah.
number one back role, I would be okay with it. But at
Yep.
this point, probably don't need to go there. I would say Neo, it would just be like probably a better option if Kamara's out. Like seems like Kamara's probably not coming back, but there's also Kareem Hunt, but he didn't get a carry early in the game either. Still got a touchdown, but he's not a DraftKings guy. So I think let's see. The safest guy. Let's go Neil, and then you can always bump down to like one of these other guys.
Yeah, no,
Knight, Rodriguez, but we'll go Neil because he's the most expensive of
well,
the bunch.
Devin, if Kamara sits this week, which I think at this point you can probably assume.
Yeah.
Don't assume that in a way that loses you money. But if Kamara's out this week, Devin Neal is a free square probably at 5,300. So
Because
I wouldn't. Yeah, just lock him in there. And then if Kamara is playing, I would not use Neal. So we're using him with that caveat. We have 5,700.
Yeah, because there's like Rodriguez could be an option, Hubbard could be an option, Singletary could be an option. And then there's always like you could go up 500. I mean, Genty, it's like a leap of faith, but that Eagles run defense hasn't been good, so he'd get a lot of carries. So yeah, there's a lot of options. So yeah, let's go Neil at 5,300. That was we was 56, just under 5,700 for two wide receivers and the flex. All right, so yeah, where are we going? We got just under 5,700, two wide receivers flex.
Yeah, I'm looking at wide receiver. I'm obviously heavily leaning towards Wan'Dale Robinson here at 5,900. But I noticed Jaden Reed's at 4,500. Not a great matchup. Not a great situation for cash game, but he does see, enough targets, I think, to warrant 4,500 if we needed cash. But But yeah, I like Wandale at 5,900, especially on DK, and pairing him up with Dart. I think that's just a high floor combo.
All right, follow me. I mean, yeah, I think Reed is. You can make a case for him. It's like, do we need him? Maybe, maybe not. Let's
Right.
see. Like, I don't
Just
think we need him.
he's sticking out, and more times than not, I do consider him like a cash game play, but he just returned. It is crowded there. But yeah, like if Wicks is out, and you need cash, like he does stick out as like a cheaper guy. I would probably trust in cash games. Because usually we're never going with a guy like under 5K at wide receiver, but I think Reed, you can make a case for him at 4,500.
Yeah, he ranks higher than something like there's like, I mean, Trey Tucker you don't want, Vayways. Yeah, it's like there's 80 Mitchell at 4,400.
No way. No, we don't even know who the quarterback is. He's already risky enough, but there's no way.
Okay, what about this? This is an interesting one. Just would you go with Reed or Xavier Worthy? They're at the same price.
Oh wow, yeah,
Same kind of
like
receiver,
I
but Worthy
I
does
think
play a little
that
more.
I think that well, yeah, but I think Reed might have a higher floor because he already doesn't play much. He's been known to kind of thrive in limited playing time anyway, but it is a game where the Packers are slight favorites, right?
Yeah,
But they are expected to trail at like a 15 to 20% higher rate than normal, and that's when, he tends to get more work. Plus, you kind of made this point. We really haven't seen him much with no Tucker Craft, where they just might run more 1-1 personnel anyway. So I think last week maybe he was limited with the 65% routes run rate. Maybe he's going to see 75, 80%. Who knows? But I just think he has a higher floor than most of these guys. And yeah, I think Worthy's just always kind of a wide range of outcomes. So I would probably lean Reed.
okay. No, it's just interesting. Like
Yeah.
like both of those guys, I think would be in the discussion. If you're looking at Reed, I think you got to look at Worthy. But yeah, I think Reed probably is a tiny bit higher, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Wandale. So we need a wide receiver and a flex. We got 55, 50. So maybe we might need Reed.
Maybe. Yeah. Like, let's say we did, and you had 6,600 in the flex. Would that like be perfect for somebody you're eyeing? That would be like Flowers is 6,300.
Nah, because I don't. Oh, well, ETN would be 6,500. So yeah,
Oh,
that could work.
yes.
Because
Yeah.
I
What's
don't
up with
want.
Tootin? Do you think he's in the doghouse again this week, or like, are
No,
we
he
gonna see
died.
like,
He like died on a fumble. Remember, he got
well,
on
he
the
fumbled
that.
twice, and
Yeah,
then
but
I
there was like a play where I feel like did he play much after that?
I think we couldn't tell if he got hurt or benched because he fumbled
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah. Either way, ETN in a game where they're 12-point favorites or whatever, 13-point favorites,
Yeah.
he would probably be the guy I'm looking at in that range. So that would be because we don't really want to go RJ Harvey. Travion Henderson against the Bills is interesting. But there's a little uncertainty there. Yeah, I think I like ETN in the flex, which would leave us 4,600. So yeah, you can go with your guy. You
There
can
you
go with your
go.
guy Reed. There you go.
Hey,
All right.
yep.
So that leaves
Make
us
sure you don't
100.
accidentally take Trevor ETN people out there.
You'd have to scroll down a lot further.
There was there was a there was one year I had the most shady thing possible. I was big on auction drafts, and I nominated Mike Thomas
Oh, instead of
uh
Mike,
early in,
instead of Michael.
and it drew. I was in a league with money. They got pissed at me, and it drew like a $10 bid because some people eventually figured out it wasn't Saints Michael Thomas. So it got
Yeah.
stuck. It was like Rams Mike Thomas. It's like, hey, you got to pay attention. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
That's genius,
Trevor
actually.
Etienne's 4K. You should know it, but just be careful.
That's a good tip for auction draft next year. Just
Who
nominate
would that
Trevor.
person be? Oh, Etienne, Trevor
Yeah,
Etienne.
ETN. ETN.
Would it show the name? Because it said like Mike Tom.
It would say
said like Mike Thomas.
TETN. It would say T
Oh
dot
my
ETN.
God. Oh, there you go.
And but I think Travis is junior, so it depends on your league. Some of them write the junior, but either way,
All it takes
I
is
could see
one
somebody.
person to have no clue what's going on and throw a
Yeah.
$5 bid just to get it going, you know?
All right. We got Dart at quarterback at 5,600, Woody Marks at running back at 5,600 with Devin Neal at 5,300. You can always pivot to Chris Rodriguez or somebody cheaper if Kamara's back. Chuba Hubbard could be an option as well. And then ETN in the flex. Travis, that is at 6,500. Puka Nacua, 8,700 at wide receiver with Wandale at 5,900 and Jaden Reed at 4,500. Fannin, the tight end, at 4K. The Eagles D at 3,800. That is our DK lineup. Let's jump to FanDuel now. I'll start us off. All right. Let's just start with defense here. I'm gonna go with the Texans at 4,400 against the Cardinals. They are 200 cheaper than the Bears, 300 cheaper than the Niners, and every other defense is already priced up close to that 5K range. So I'm gonna start us off with the Texans here. So we know what we're doing at defense. So that gives us an average of 69.50 per player.
Nice. Let's see. Woody Marks. Gotta go with Woody Marks again.
6,500. Yeah, he's cheap. And then there are a bunch of like cheap running back options as well. ETN's not too expensive at 75. Let's see. Tight end. You trust? No, I don't think we trust Mark Andrews. Okay, likely. We're gonna have the same team. But yeah, let's go Fannin again at tight end at 5,700.
Yeah.
I think I trust him because like with the Bengals guys, I just don't know which one to pick. So it's like both of them are cheap, like likely and Andrews, but that could go either way. Fannin has separated from Njoku a little bit more, so like him at 5,700.
What do you think of Parkin? I like Fannin. I'm not trying to convince you off him, but what do you think of Parkinson at 5,100, just in terms of cash? Or do you think he's still more of maybe a tournament guy?
Yeah, I think so because again, the Rams, you never know quite what they're going to do. I mean, I do think Parkinson stays that lead tight end, but like you said, more of a man coverage matchup. Things could go either way. Like Fannin's essentially their number one option in Cleveland at this point. So yeah, he's like, Mark Andrews used to be that with the Ravens. It's like kind of the guys I like to target if they're cheap anyway. Just I usually defer to like, all right, he's essentially their top wide receiver. So I'd probably go Fannin over the save cash with Parkinson, and then say like Isaiah Likely's I think 5,300, but it's kind of a similar situation where he's not like Andrews used to be because Andrews is there. So yeah,
just a wide range of outcomes. Yeah, I like Parkinson for like season long head to head because it's such a low scoring position. I like to just tap into upside. That's why like sometimes I say if you have Taysom Hill, just play him. Not anymore. It's it's nice to just get like a 30 ball from a low scoring position, and if he busts, it's not going to kill you as much. Cash game's a little bit different. I think I would shy away from Parkinson. Here, but yeah, Fannin is just high floor, high ceiling type option. So like him, but yeah, Parkinson sticks out at 5,100 in my
he's like
model.
A top PP play unless the ownership ends up being super high on him. Maybe then you pivot to like a Ferguson or somebody like that. You get like some leverage, but definitely a value. There are a lot of options for there probably won't be any concentrated ownership on Parkinson because you got Theo, you got Fannin, you got the Ravens guys. So yeah. All right, so we got Texans, we got Fannin, and we got Marks. So that gives us 72, a little over 7,200 quarterback, running back, all three wide receivers in the flex.
Let's go wide receiver here. I think on FanDuel, Jacoby Myers sticks out at 6,100. Would it matter if Parker Washington is out? Probably not. Tim Patrick had a good game. So the only thing doesn't matter.
It's more of the game script, I think, right?
Obviously it's they could blow him out, but it is Trevor Lawrence. He could help us out with a couple picks here or something. And I think Myers would be kind of the security blanket. I think maybe Brian Thomas Jr. would see the biggest downgrade if they blow him out. So I still think at 6,100 at least, Myers does have a high floor in that range because that's pretty cheap on FanDuel. I mean, you got Luther Burden, Jaden Reed's kind of in that range. he's just sticking out big time in my model here. So I'm gonna just lock him in there and try to save up some money.
Okay, so 6,100, that gives us 74.90. Let's go to quarterback. Lamar's 82, Dart 76. So Dart's priced up a little bit. Mariota at 6,700 or Stroud at 6,900 do offer a little bit more probably value than Dart. Do you think we should lock in Mariota and assume Danders is out, or still go Dart?
Yeah, no, I think Dart's obviously not as like much of a slam dunk play on FanDuel, but I think even at 7,600, he's good play. Obviously, I like Stroud at 6,900. I don't know. I'm opening the week with Daniels in there, so I don't know where I would have Mariota, but yeah, similar to Stroud. And Mariota is what, $200 more expensive than Stroud?
No, $200 cheaper. I mean, so we could go.
Oh, $200 cheaper. Yeah,
we could go Stroud and say lock Mariota in. Also, we could do it that way.
Oh, like we just do. Well, now we have Woody Marks and the Texans defense.
Oh yeah. So let's go Mariota.
We can go Mariota. Yeah, and then just
6,700.
Jaden's. Yeah, if Jaden's playing, that solves that problem, and you spend up to get Dart.
Yeah. Okay. So 6,700 for Mariota. That gives us 7,650 for a running back, 2 wide receivers, and the flex.
All right. Yeah. Let's spend up at running back. Let's try to spend up at running back or receiver. Gibbs is pretty pricey, but he's popping still. Yeah, I like Gibbs at 9,500. McCaffrey at 9K is actually probably pretty solid, even though it's FanDuel. James Cook has a bit of a tougher matchup here. Do either like McCaffrey or Gibbs stand out enough to like spend 9+K on? Usually, FanDuel has like 1 or 2 running backs at 10+K, so seems like it's affordable to spend up this week.
Yeah, well,
are there enough guys cheaper that stick out too?
Yeah, I think that it comes down to where do we feel better in the mid tier.
Yeah.
Is it receiver or running back? Like mid tier receivers, I mean, you got Zay Flowers at 7,300. I don't really want to do Michael Wilson at 7K because just the matchup. No. Probably looks like it makes more sense to spend up at wide receiver, at least at first, just because there's so many guys in this glut. I mean, we could go Wandale, but he's more of a DraftKings site, but he's 5,800. We could go.
He always sticks out on FanDuel too, even though, just because he's so cheap. So, no, Wandale sticks out. I try to not do the same picks, but, I can't control that they have him 5,800. So, I mean, he sticks out. So we could just continue to kind of be frugal. Okay. Yeah. Is it my pick? Yeah. I'll lock in Wandale. And I'll let you, if you want to spend up, by all means.
We have to.
We have to at some point, right? So, but knowing that we have Wandale locked in, now is that right? 8,400 per player?
Yeah. So, okay.
That helps.
Okay.
Yeah, that helps.
So, let's go. JSN's 10K. Don't need that. Chase 92, Puka 97. Amon-Ra 86. Interesting. I'm going to just go with my guy Puka Nacua at 9,700. Let's just get him in there, and that still leaves you 7,550. So you can go with another stud at either running back or receiver because we have the flex open, and then a mid tier at the other, or 2 kind of like mid 7K guys.
Yeah, the Titans' run defense has been better of late.
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons. Yep. I mean, I don't think that's a reason to fade McCaffrey. I mean, I think he. No,
I'm just saying it's not like it used to be, where it was just guaranteed to get a couple touchdowns. I think I am going to go McCaffrey, and I'm not really considering this guy for our lineup. But thoughts on JMO at 6,300 in a game where the Lions will probably have to throw a ton, or is he just too much of a tournament play? I think just too much.
I got away with ranking him like number 7 last week or something because I thought Amon-Ra would be more limited. So, but he.
Same.
But he's like his 0 floor guy. And he's coming up what two big games, so more of a gut feel. But probably wouldn't want to get drawn into it.
cheaper at 6,300, and he just feels like a FanDuel type guy. Never really consider him for cash, but I don't know. This week seems different.
Tournament, yeah. But
This
I
week
think
seems different at this price, but yeah, just wanted to get your thoughts on that because he's sticking out at 6,300.
yeah, more of a gut feel. I feel like coming off all these
Mhm.
big games, I would worry about him because he runs hot cold. So and
Yep.
like Goff, I feel like Goff probably feels pressure to target him when he's not going good, but it's probably
Yeah.
yeah, it could flare. He's safer because there's no tight end. So he is a little safer than he was with Laporta, but yeah, just more of a gut feel. I think could be a week to pivot.
Having
Okay,
said
so
that, McCaffrey locked
yeah,
in. So you have 6,700 in the flex. So hopefully
okay,
that's good
we can work with
enough.
that.
Yeah, running back, you have a handful of options.
No, we got 6,100 if I'm not mistaken. No,
Oh, 6,100?
yeah, I thought so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's still fine. So Devin Neal 6,100 exact.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
then there's somebody else. Well, then there's a lot of these running backs that we don't know as much about yet, like Chuba's 5,900. So I don't think I want to go there yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Neil.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, like someone like Blake Corum 6K. You can't use him obviously as much as I like him, but Neil could be the clear lead back this week again.
Yeah, and I mean, if I think if we want to make a pivot or you need to get to Dart, you could probably go like another one of those cheap receivers instead of Myers, and then go ETN and you instead of McCaffrey. That could save, or you could go like a cheaper, like a mid tier guy over instead of Nakua at 9,700, and then
Yeah.
you could. So either one of those two would be the pivot, I think. If Kamara's back, but or.
Yep.
Daniels is back.
Or Jaden. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Mariota at quarterback, 6,700. Again, make sure he's in and it's not Daniels. If so, I'd bump up to Dart at 7,600. Stroud, probably not an option here just because we got Woody Marks at running back at 6,500. CMC at 9K at the other spot. And Devin Neal in the flex at 6,100 at running back. Again, if Kamara is in, I think you want to pivot off Neal. So if there's any good news on Chuba, I think you go him. If not, you jump up a little bit or try to get ETN in there and go different direction than Myers at wide receiver, who is 6,100. Then you got Wandale at 5,800 at wide receiver and Puka 9,700. You could bump down from him to a guy like Amon Ra or something. That's another option. Fannin is the tight end at 5,700. Texans D 4,400. And that is our FanDuel lineup. That's going to do it for week 15. Our DFS preview episode here on the Fantasy Flex. Already have the waivers episode out if you've made the playoffs, so you're knocking on the doorstep there. And we have our player projections episode out as well, so be sure to check that out here on the Fantasy Flex channel. We'll have touchdowns over on the Action Network podcast as well with our guy Jill Gallant. And you can find all of our DFS tools and models, fantasy projections over at fantasylabs.com. You can download the app as well. Use code FLEX20 for $20 off a subscription. Sean is on X at _oddsmaker. I'm at Chris Raybon. Be sure to follow Playbook as well. We're at those same handles on the Action app. Until next time, let's get this money.